I promise this isn't a stunt. I hadn't even planned to film this.
Hey, this is editing Shannon. That's me in shock that I'm about to buzz all of my hair off. And here's me just a few hours earlier.
Good morning.
Super cute, right? And this was later that night.
Oh my goodness.
This isn't the sewing video I had planned, that's for sure, but I had to do something. The infrastructure of my hair was extremely compromised, and I really wanted a buzz cut. Now, back to that morning.
I had to show you this. This part in particular. In case you couldn't tell, I haven't yet done my hair or makeup. If my eyes look extra tired, don't worry. They still work pretty good. That's all.
This, gentle viewer, is no ordinary bedhead. It's Exhibit A and the result of maybe my worst ever haircut paired with, ironically, beauty sleep. Now you know why I was inspired to pop into my most trusted and reliable salon, the one located conveniently underneath my bed. Now, if you watched my first video, The Closet Declutter, welcome back. This is probably a good time to tell you that yes, I have a ton of sewing projects. I can't wait to share them with you. I'm realizing though that my channel may be more of a vlog with lots of sewing instead of mostly a sewing vlog as I'd envisioned. I need the flexibility to share, for example, this buzz cut. I mean, I couldn't just prance into my second video on this channel practically bald without explaining myself, you know? Okay, salon's ready. Back to pre-buzz Shannon.
Not having my hair, the little bit that I do have, feels like a risk. I'm a woman of two minds. Part of me doesn't even want to talk about my hair. I just want to exist and make my vlogs because how important is hair really? And part of me just wanted to make this week easy on myself. I'm juggling a lot, and this was the thing in my life this week that relates to my progress on my style journey, which is a major theme on this channel. I buzzed my hair off last summer, and I did it because I've always had a short haircut, and I've been bleaching it blonde since about 2018, unless you go way back to college. And I got sick of the upkeep. I've seen buzz cuts that look gorgeous on other women, and I just thought, you know what, that would be so freeing. I decided to buzz my hair off, and the minute I buzzed off the top and saw what I looked like, I regretted it, which is why I'm feeling pretty nervous today. However, after a day or 2 days, maybe it took a week, I loved it, and I maintained the cut through December. My last refresh was Christmas Eve, and then I thought, okay, I'm gonna grow it out now. So I had it for 5-6 months. We're now in August, so I have 8 months of regrowth here on the top, like the top. I've touched up the sides. And in June, I went for what I will forevermore call the triple threat very bad haircut. Why was it so bad, you ask? Well, it cost way more than I expected after having just gotten laid off, which really hurt. It was not a good haircut. It couldn't move. It looked like Lego clip-on hair. This side poofs out about a ½ inch, and this side poofs out like 1.5 inches. It's so ridiculous. I have to be freshly showered and coiffed every single time I want to look normal. I had to touch it up myself, and to make it all as bad as possible, the interaction with the stylist was really awkward. So I've been wanting to give myself a fresh buzz cut ever since that haircut, just to start over with my regrowth. Maybe I'm stalling by telling you all this, but it is time to finally cut my hair. Okay, we're in the bathroom. Before we buzz my hair, I'm gonna cut some little pieces off because I want to try out some color.
I might go pink, but first I'm going to test it.
All right, let's do it. Did I mess up? Ooh. I'm feeling away. It's called hair growth. Look it up. Oh God. You're good. I started thinking as I was looking in the mirror a minute ago that my hair was looking pretty cute and long and soft for the first time in a while, but I've already cut out massive chunks. That's why I made the list. I made my pro-con list so that if I started freaking out, I would have a reminder. Okay, I need a blade guard.
This was the point when I think I was starting to like my buzz cut, at least subconsciously, and I'm reluctant to confirm that I had fallen prey to the as of yet unstudied correlation between buzzing your head and making a duck face when you see your reflection. Forgive me. I don't think I shared this earlier, but I never planned to buzz my head a second time. In fact, I had just reached a point in my grow out where my hair started behaving again. I think my hair looks good, pretty cute even, earlier in this video when I'm sitting on my trampoline, but what you can't see is my hair quality. It's quite thin in the lengths from an emotional session with my thinning shears after that bad haircut. Oops. On top of that, the well water at my rental apartment has turned my typically silky hair quite brittle, so starting over like this feels like a big win. Hair quality is just one reason I'm doing this though. There are several reasons and most of them are coming from a positive place. More on that shortly.
Wow. I just did that, huh? I don't know what I'm going to think of this when I'm looking at this footage, but I love having the weight off the top of my head and I like my fuzzy top. I'm feeling good about it already. That was super fast. I had a hunch I wanted this. I don't think the 4 is short enough. I am gonna put the 3 guard on and keep going. Got hair in my eyes.
The downsides of a buzz cut are a matter of personal preference and temperament. So I'd like to look at the upside, the reasons that I couldn't resist buzzing my head a second time. The first is obvious, cost. And because I'm laid off, that's huge for me right now. I have all of the supplies I need to style my hair myself, just a pair of reasonably priced clippers, some shampoo and styling products, and those will probably last me for months, if not longer. But there's also a savings in time, and time is money, baby. Do you know how fast I can get ready with a buzz cut? I'll never forget the time that an ex-boyfriend's brother asked me, "What do you do in the bathroom for so long?" That was in college, and I don't know if I've ever felt so embarrassed, but he had a point. I've come a long way in terms of how long I preen in front of the mirror since then, but the sentiment that less blow drying means more time living my life isn't a joke. Time is valuable, and I'd rather spend mine on things other than my hair. In modern life, we have businesses to build and run, adventures to have, aspirations and interests to quench, and my personal favorite, very important people and pets to share our time with. Oh, and rest. Rest matters. Sign me up for more of all of that. And for much less time standing in front of my bathroom sink or sitting in a salon. The second reason, convenience, is also pretty obvious. If you've ever dreaded getting ready while the men in your life loaf around waiting on you, well, a buzz cut grants you the same liberty. It's a 5-star experience that I think more women should enjoy if they want to. There's also power in loving how you look in a buzz cut because suddenly you can be ready or you are ready for anything, whether it's casual or black tie. I've already emphasized less time in the bathroom, so I'll just leave an honorable mention here to waking up without insane bedhead because your hair always looks the same with a buzz. For me, that means I can just freshen up quickly for a run to the gym or to go to brunch or whatever. I never have to fear a windy day, a downpour, or a swim in the pool. And it's totally okay if the FedEx guy knocks on my door, as long as my shirt isn't see-through, but that's another video. My last shout out to convenience is the absolute magic of never needing to study online reviews to find a stylist, never needing to try out a new stylist, and never dealing with the hassle of booking the stylist that you've finally found. Of course, if Lisa, who cut hair at the Beehive Salon in 2009 in Brooklyn, New York, happens to watch this, I'll reconsider. Maybe. Lisa, if you're here, drop a comment. You are a hair wizard, and your skills are unsurpassed.
I feel like my little hairs are sticking to my makeup. We're almost there. I want to just go over it really good to make sure I've not left any pieces. I can see my little cowlick. There's a little point there, and I can't figure out what way to go to get it. Maybe that's just part of my look, having a little peewee pop up. I need to make sure to get my nape also.
There are some, I think, less considered aspects of buzzing off all of your hair as a woman. I know not everyone will agree, far from it. Hair is, I think, strangely quite divisive. The cultural, religious, and spiritual ramifications of the way that we wear our hair have roots that travel back to the beginning of humanity. Pretty wild. From my perspective, though, as a woman who has wrestled with her very fine hair that chooses to be neither wavy nor straight, nor particularly brunette or particularly blonde, that likes to settle into a very mid arrangement on my head if left to its own devices, and from the perspective of a woman who loves style, who has a degree in design and has for most of her life been quite fussy about aesthetics, I have found that my best hair look, the one that really highlights my personal best, is when I wear my hair quite short, like the skin fade with longer pieces on top that I've had for a decade. Just ask my ex. We couldn't leave the house without someone complimenting my hair. I know a buzz cut is quite a change from that, but it feels to me like evolution. I'm not saying I won't go back to what is arguably my signature look, but right now there's something about buzz cuts that feels hyper feminine, which is something I'm leaning into right now with my newly rekindled desire to express myself through style. My creative interest is peaked around makeup for the first time ever, and I think it's the challenge of wearing a buzz cut in a very feminine way that has sparked that. There's something about the juxtaposition of a fabulous eye or lip with the unfussy boldness of what many would deem a man's cut that thrills me. I look at the photos on my style inspiration Pinterest board and a buzz cut fits right in. I also want to play with hair color. I'd love a pastel pink or a copper red maybe. A buzz cut lowers the stakes because I can just buzz off a bad color and move on within a month or two. When I bleach my hair, I can buzz off the damage and re-bleach as often as I want without worrying about hot roots or dry ends. I'm not sure I'm explaining this very well, but my point is that creative expression and choosing what I like instead of styling myself the way that I'm expected to feels really good. Maybe I'm having a classic midlife reinvention here. I think liberation is a better word though. And on a much more personal note, I think shedding this hair is an excellent nod to the new chapter that I'm starting. No brittle or split ends, thanks. Just new growth ahead. All right, we're done.
I just finished cleaning up. I'm really happy. I didn't expect to be so glad that I did this. I was really feeling the urge to do it, so I knew I had to satisfy my what if I never want to shave my head again once I grow it back out feeling. But I looked in the mirror when I had done the first pass with the 4 guard and loved it. Then I did the pass with the 3 guard and thought good things for a while, and then I started to get nervous, like maybe that's too far, but I figured whatever, it'll grow fast and there's not much of a difference, a couple weeks between those 2 lengths for me. Then at the end, I used, I think, a 1 around my temples and the edge of my hairline, a 1.5 to blend. I haven't been cutting my hair, so my hand isn't as steady as it used to be. So that was nerve-wracking, and I thought I really messed it up at first, and I thought I was going to have to cut my whole head with the 1 guard. I think it turned out just fine. It may not be perfect, it may not be barber perfect, but I'm happy with it. And then, as I was cleaning up, and I looked in the mirror one last time as I folded the hair cutting mirror and put it away, I really started to feel excited to play with this and even tempted to go all the way to a shaved head just to experience that once in my life. Because, you know, once I get this grown out, there's a bob that I love. I don't know if it will suit my face shape. I'll put a picture on screen. And if I ever get to that length or longer, my hair doesn't like to grow very long, but should I ever reach that length or longer, it would take a lot for me to want to shave it again. Like, I've been short since 2009, and I've had my shaved head starting a year ago. So right now, this is really easy to go to because it's like, well, I'm not losing that much regrowth, and it's less risky. But once I have my hair long again, it's a much bigger leap. It's a lot scarier. Today was scary. It was really scary, but as I cleaned up, I just felt so happy and light, and I hope I don't regret all of this once I see the footage on my computer as I'm editing, because Who knows, maybe these can lights are making my head shiny and I look ridiculous. It's wild what you can see on camera that I don't notice in person. I may have to go back over it tomorrow. I can't tell if I got a completely even job, but you saw I gave it a good try. I'm rambling, but I'm just really happy. Anyway, that's my first reaction. I need to shower and eat some dinner, and I will see you again when the sun is up. Night. I'm not crying, my eyes are watering. Oh my goodness.